Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Banished with the Colonial Charter mod pack in New Cardiff. And we finally got the frickin' sunflower seeds. I mean, we had to load the guy off with literal tons of herbs, but, you know, now we got sunflower seeds. Come spring, we can start up our first ever crop, which should be pretty fun. I did decide that I want to reduce the food limit down to, let's just say, 6,000 for now. If that means that we're over capacity and people stop working and act as laborers to go get myself some stone and so on, that's not so bad. I'm okay with that. We're also going to try to do a bit of infrastructure upgrades. We're going to try to upgrade some houses. We're going to try to upgrade some roads. Just kind of make the quality of life here, the efficiency of the town as a whole, be a little bit better. But before we do that, probably one of the first things we ought to do is build up the boarding house. So let's get a couple of builders working and see what they're able to do. Now, I have been paying attention here to this town hall inventory in between videos. And first off, notice we have about 50 furnace fuel, so I'll be keeping track of that number to see if we're going up or down as I start activating brickworks and so on. But one thing I've noticed is that we have about 350 lumber right now, which is probably more than I really need. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the water wheel sawmill off so we stop using up all of our logs. And we'll have one less woodcutter in the meantime. Just because there's no sense in wasting that much resources if we're not planning on using the lumber for anything else in particular right now. What I probably could use is at least a couple extra miners. People getting myself some more coal. Stuff I can turn into furnace fuel, that would probably be good for us. Right? I think so. No idea how long this furnace fuel here lasts as far as getting iron, but the good news is we have more iron tools than we do rough tools, so theoretically somewhere down the line, it is working. Gosh, doesn't this city just look beautiful? Well, city. I say city. It's a town. Village. Something. Doesn't it look awesome? It's beautiful. At least in my opinion, it's pretty beautiful, but meh. Anyway, let's go ahead and lay out one of those crops I was talking about. A simple crop field will be fine. Now, I did see that somebody had done some testing on the Banished Reddit and found that 121 squares of crop is about the optimal for one person to work, which is, for square reference, about an 11 by 11. That's considered to be an ideal crop size in many circumstances. We're going to go ahead and set this thing up. Let a couple people, you know, clear this area. And one person should be able to work this entire farm pretty much no problem. We will assign a sunflower. We will need to get a farmer, of course. Where are you, farmers? Wait, did I miss it? Forester, fisherman. Okay. Where's the farmer? It's under a different name, clearly. There's so many freaking professions to go through, and I feel like I'm being blind. There it is. Oh, right, because farmer is one of the few that's not actually alphabetical. Right. Well, I think you can forgive that mistake, then. Oh, look, they're all alphabetical, except for, like, these three. They're the exceptions to the rule. Thank you. So very helpful. All right, the boarding house has been completed. We could upgrade it if we wanted to a coaching inn. Better living conditions, much higher capacity, but it requires some building materials that we currently do not have. Instead, I'd rather spend a bit of time trying to upgrade some houses and so on. But at the same time, we also don't have enough housing, so we can probably build out a couple more while we gather up some stone and so on, and then we'll start doing some upgrades and try to make them more efficient. Now, of course, if we're at our food limits, then I don't think people are going to work this farm. Which is a little unfortunate. I kind of want them to work this farm regardless, but we'll see what happens. Of course, now we're below 6,000 food, so everyone's off fishing and dredging and gathering and whatever the heck else it is that people do. Man, the weather changes rather rapidly here, doesn't it? 1 minute it's starting to turn green, and the next, snow everywhere. Alright, come on. Somebody go work. Ah, frickin' snow in the spring? What is this, Virginia? I don't even know. Either way, let's go ahead and build up a couple more houses. We got a lot of people who are coming of age that currently do not have any sort of home. Build a couple more of these out. 25 and 20, okay. I did see, what was it, a 30-year-old? I thought I saw a 30-year-old. Yeah, 30-year-old fuel refiner. Why this person is here, I don't know. She considered to be a part of the same family unit, or is this another one of those weird bugs? Well, I say bugs. Not a bug, but it still feels like a bug because it doesn't feel right. You know, either way. Let's go ahead and gather up some more stone. We are always in need of more stone. We thirst for stone. So whenever we have some laborers who are available, let's make sure that we are gathering it all up. Make sure Gosh, what am I talking about? It's almost as if I've been recording for like 7 hours today, and I'm tired. Who would have thunk? But anyway, so we have one person, Arlie. Arlie's going around and farming this area up. And by the end of the season, hopefully we have a nice big crop of sunflowers. Now, the reason this is considered to be optimal is, well, okay, someone did the math and observed some data, but also you need to have some laborers available to gather up food. One farmer cannot plant, harvest, and haul all of the food away. But he can plant, harvest, and have laborers haul it all the way. One person for 121 squares. It's a pretty good amount of food. Granted, it takes some time in order to grow the crop, but it's certainly an option. All right, this house is done. Good. We got some more. I guess we'll just keep building out more homes. We might as well. Once these things are done, though, I'm going to start upgrading. I would love to get a tavern going as well. In order to do that, we need some building supplies. Stuff like that. That may be a little hard to come by at the moment. Furnace fuel, apparently we're getting capped out on dry materials, or no, sorry, not dry materials, just regular materials. These are dry goods. I don't pretend to understand the exact difference, but there you go. We need to have a couple of kilnmen working these brickworks. So if we do that now, let's go ahead and turn those things on, start using the clay, start making some bricks. And we'll also need to figure out how to get building supplies. So maybe that's under refined materials. I'm trying to remember how this works. I see materials here. Building supplier. There we go. The building supplier is a craftsperson who compiles the resources necessary to build complex structures into transportable packages, a vital function when building houses or large buildings. So this is something we're going to need, no doubt about it. Can I put it here by the mountain? Can't quite fit it. Can I do this? No, not quite available there either. All right, flip it around. Nope, the quarry is in the way. Darn! All right, we'll place it over here. Well, yeah, we'll place it right over here then. The building supplier. There we go. Of course, we're going to need a heck of a lot more builders before we can get started on that, so let's pause for the time being, get these houses done. There we go, she does have her own family unit now. With Aman, the dredger. Okay, so it's not getting confused. Now, one thing that sucks to me about this whole food cap thing is people stop working some buildings that actually provide secondary resources, like beeswax, like leather, like so on and so forth, you know? I kind of want to have that stuff. All right, building supplier. You're going to have to go up. In the meantime, those are all the houses filled out. More family units can begin. Let's begin upgrading some of these houses to a simple stone house for the time being. We don't have the building supplies to build country houses or anything like that. So what's going to happen is they're going to kick this family out, and they're going to have to go live in the boarding house and empty out all the resources, deconstruct it, and then rebuild it on the same spot. You reclaim some of the resources in the meantime, though. So, yeah, that's pretty fun. Need more builders for that, of course. So, how are the bricks looking? We're using up furnace fuel. We're producing bricks. Town hall? Still have about 50 furnace fuel. It says registered in storage. Do I see bricks anywhere? I see a frick ton of venison. 3 bricks at the moment, 6 bricks. Yeah, they are producing bricks. I'm not sure how many bricks you need in order to do, well, pretty much anything. Good lord, people are dying at the wrong frickin' time, aren't they? Okay. Come on, just build the building supplier. I want to see how this works. I want to know exactly what resources we need to gather so I can start building more advanced structures. I really love the look of this village. I really do. I'm sorry. I know it's dumb, but it's like I'm getting emotionally attached to this thing. It's starting to look so good. All right, we need bricks, joists, and logs for building supplies, or lots of other things available. Bricks, glass, iron, bricks and lumber, glass, lumber, iron. I'm not sure which one's considered the cheapest and most cost-effective. I guess getting some glass would certainly help. Bricks and lumber is pretty easy for us to do. We have plenty of lumber. We need a lot of bricks to make this work, aren't we? I'm not going to have anyone work the building, but now we know what kind of stuff we want to be gathering up. What would be involved as far as getting some glass? Let's see. Brickworks, glassworks, there it is. Requires some sand, lumber, and stone. Sand gets heated in a furnace. Probably requires more furnace fuel. And sand, of course, which means 2 more shore houses probably in order to supply it. And a merchant has arrived in the trading posts. What do you have for me today, sir? Blueberry seeds! Oh, you know that I want that stuff. What other stuff are you willing to take? Gold guilders. The thing is, you just don't want any of the stuff that I have a surplus of. I mean, if I could trade away a couple thousand venison, I would happily do so. I really want the blueberry seeds, but I'm going to dismiss him for now. We've already got a crop of sunflowers coming in. I can always build a seed trader or an agricultural trader to get livestock and seeds later. In the meantime, though, I'm kind of hoping for some cheap resources like logs, stone, fuel, and so on. So for now, since we're not having any trouble with food, let's just move on. Aw, look at the crops! It's going into late summer, and we're almost done with our first yield. And that will be an excellent opportunity to see if one person really does work. Okay, hang on, we're getting kind of capped out. I need her to keep working this farm. She already gathered up the first yield, apparently. There we go. Okay, still growing nicely. Growing nice and strong and tall. Yeah. Alright, can we please build this thing up? Replace the houses because we have people living in the board... No, we don't have people living in the boarding house. Where'd those people go? I think that's a very valid question. Where did those people go? They have to have moved somewhere. And yet somehow, whoever these occupants were, seem to have found a new home. How they do that, nobody knows, but they did. So we could start preemptively harvesting this now, since I think it's capped out on its yield. But I'm not allowed to click the button, apparently. Now, you used to be able to click the harvest button. Well, she's going around and she's harvesting all this stuff up now. So let's see, how much food are we getting out of this so far? Kernels. A couple hundred kernels, and now that it's autumn and we're starting to get snow, we're starting to lose some of the crop. And this is one of the difficulties of playing in a harsh environment, is it starts snowing earlier and kind of, well, I'll say, I won't say infrequently, but just more like, it's less predictable. The weather is less predictable. You'll get weather and weird weather, snow and so on at bizarre times, and it just kills some of your crops. So we're losing our yield right now as we speak. You know, you could pick up those last kernels, if you wouldn't mind. Yeah, or maybe not. Either way, though, one person over the course of a few months produced a few hundred food. It's not amazing. Honestly, farms have never been an amazing source of food, but they are passable. At least for the time being. Okay, we have a 64-year-old kilnman. Let's go ahead and upgrade this house up. Of course, now she's going to get cold. Are you going to move into the boarding house or what? I mean, it doesn't say that anyone's homeless. I'm really not too sure. Do we have extra housing somewhere? We might have overproduced housing. I'm not too sure how we would have done that, but maybe we did. Because it certainly seems like she's just, you know, randomly disappearing. Doesn't it seem like that? At least that's what the boarding house is supposed to be. Now, maybe the boarding house just isn't showing anyone living in there. And that could certainly be the case. We're doing okay on furnace fuel. We are still producing... We have 87 bricks now, starting to get a pretty good amount. We could start producing some building supplies if we want to use lumber and bricks. Could start doing that. Produce just a couple. I mean, you don't need much, right? You only need like 1 or 2 in order to build something useful. What did I say I wanted to build, though? Ah, crap, I've already forgotten. Well, the tavern comes to mind. That's something I'd like to build. A building supply. So if we go to the building supplier then, switch things over to bricks and lumber, something I already have in excess. I don't have joists or anything yet. Who do we need to work this? Let's see, where's the profession that looks like that? I don't know. I'm looking for it, but I'm not really seeing it. Oh, charter deputy. Is that it? No. Packer. It's a packer. Alright, somebody who does the packing job. So yeah, I'd like you to produce like 1 or 2 building supplies and then stop. Oop, and someone died during childbirth. Tragic. Okay. How are we doing as far as our supplies, as far as tools and stuff? Doing pretty good there. Still producing a reasonable amount of furnace fuel. Down to 20 though, so we're using a lot of it up, and we still don't have anywhere near enough coal. Really, 7 miners cannot provide enough coal to keep 1 furnace fuel, or 1 fuel refinery running. Yowzes, we're gonna need a lot more labor in the mines, clearly. If they would all stop dying at inopportune times, I might be able to pull that off. Alright, well, gather up the bricks, please. Bring them here. Who's my packer? Do we see? You. What are you doing way over here? That's not where your job is at all. There we go. Now she's bringing supplies in. Bricks. Yes. Just one. Just give me one so I can build up the tavern. Of course, in order to make the tavern worth anything, we're going to have to start building out some abbeys and so on, get some monks. I love that there's a profession called ale wench. I mean, what if the ale wench is a man? It could happen. Don't judge. Let's go ahead and upgrade to another stone house. We are going to be using up less and less firewood, which is going to be excellent. But unfortunately, we're also using up a lot of stone. Oh, there's still a ton of stone to be had way out down here, but it's so far from home. And it gets so cold. Well, we're doing the best we can, and this quarry still has about 48% remaining. It's producing about 120 stone per season right now. Which is acceptable, I suppose. Roots? What do you mean you produced roots? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we have bricks, we have lumber. That should be one building supply. Good. Go ahead and stop working that for now. And stop packing. I can't imagine we're going to ever have such a excess surplus of resources that they can keep that thing running all the time. I just find that somewhat hard to believe. Let's go ahead and build up the tavern next. Well, actually, no. I take that back. Wait until this house has been rebuilt. Then we'll consider that. Hey, now we have people using the boarding house. I'm not sure where those other people went, but there we go. Now they are where they're supposed to be. Excellent. Alright. Still doing pretty good on food. Have about 6,000. Have not been having issues for quite a while now. If we ever had to, though, of course, we know that with the fishing is pretty darn effective. Although the previous season was not nearly as good. Only 420 food. It's nowhere near the 900 it used to be. What's this? A tornado has touched down near the town. What? Where? Am I paused or not? It's slowing down. I'm looking for a tornado. I hear a storm. But does anyone see or hear a tornado? Because I do not. I'll admit I'm getting kind of disappointed. I want to find the tornado. Well, the tornado appears to be gone. Okay, not too sure what happened there, but supposedly there was one. And I hear it was quite the sight, the likes of which the people of New Cardiff have never seen before. Does Wales even have tornadoes? Is that even something you can get in England and Wales and that region? Not something I really hear of. You get them plenty of times in like the Midwest in the USA, Nebraska and stuff like that, where I spent the first few years of my life. Now that's pretty darn terrifying. Well, let's go ahead and build up that tavern. Now, the other thing that I said I wanted to do, right, was to upgrade some roads. So if I wanted to spend some resources like stone, like bricks, and since we're producing bricks and not using it for anything else, I could do this. Place red brick or just regular brick roads. And this should help people move a little bit faster throughout the town. So, for example, if I wanted to do something like this, now, of course, it's going to use up a lot of bricks, which means furnace fuel, which I think is a bit more expensive than I'm willing to pay. Might be better just to build like a simple stone road, kind of like so. Now, of course, this still takes a lot of stone as well, but... So it's going to take some time, but we're going to create kind of like a little highway through the town. And people will be able to walk a lot faster, which I think will be a good use of my time. As long as we have more stone, for which I need a heck of a lot more laborers. But people are coming of age, so... Slowly but surely, we're getting there. We're supposed to be gathering up all this stone, but I think it might be too far away for the average person. They're trying to get to it, it's just taking forever. Hey, the next crop of sunflowers. And a miner has died of old age. Lovely, alright. Taylor has plenty of clothing. So how's this tavern looking? Pretty good. It says that this reserve of iron is low. What's the problem here? We have iron ore. Do we not have any fuel? We have a little bit of fuel. Not a lot of fuel, but a little bit of fuel. How much are you producing per year right now? It says about 140 last season. We're producing about 150 coal. I'm not sure if it's a 1-to-1 ratio or not. Maybe it is. And you're producing about 60 iron or so. Okay. You produce honey, sugar beets, and cherries. That's food, but I have no interest in the food. When I'm producing plenty of food, I mean, unless I want to add in some more diversity into my diet, which you could do. A diverse diet actually does increase happiness, but until we get there, don't think we really care. Hey, look at this tavern! Oh, look at this thing, it looks awesome! You can even see the symbol of the ale wench! Tavern is 0% full. Well, what do you fill with? No citizens are available. I'm not sure how this works, actually. This doesn't look like a standard tavern. It doesn't seem to allow me to work it. Maybe it's because I don't have any ale. Huh. Fascinating. Continue upgrading the houses, though. Send people to the boarding house. They'll be fine. I want stone houses all around. Stone houses abound. Stuff like that. So, how are we looking as far as the stone road? I can't tell if this is just the highlight or if it's actually done. I mean, it looks to me like it's actually done. I think they actually finished building the stone road. I wish I could see an easy comparison of like how fast people move on the stone road as opposed to the dirt road. You can kind of get a sense, if you watch this long enough, watch the people who are walking down the stone road and then get onto the dirt road. There is a marked difference in their speed. It's not huge, but it's there. Oh no, a laborer died of old age. Yeah, we're reaching the point where everyone's getting old. I mean, we've only been here for like 15 years, but, you know. Capped out on food again, huh? That's fine. Everyone stop working food and go be laborers and get me some more stone, please. I am going to need somebody to work this crop field, though. Let's see. Enabled. Farmers take harvest to storage. Ah! I want laborers to take the harvest to storage. Farmers are only supposed to work their farm, you know, plant, harvest, and just leave it on the ground for laborers. That's it. Good, okay. I'm glad that they have that feature clearly labeled out. That's nice. That's very nice, actually. Alright, dirt road, just for the sake of it, for posterity, go around over here. We already have a road around over there. We'll do a little road around over here. Can't, apparently, that's fine. Anything else that needs to have a road around it? Yep, down this little street right here. This little street could use a road. There we go. I mean, it's not strictly necessary. Again, I just kind of like the look of having proper roads and stuff. When I first started playing Minecraft years ago, like when the game was first, you know, kind of getting covered and not overdone on YouTube like heck, the first thing I did in Minecraft was I spent hours just gathering up stone and stuff and making roads and bridges. Not mining, not going deep, not looking for diamond, not doing anything really. Just making roads and bridges. I played the civil engineer. I had a lot of fun with it, actually. To this day, that's one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft. Kinda dumb. But, you know what? There's just a satisfaction in watching something build and knowing you had a hand in it, you know what I mean? Alright, what would be involved in an abbey? Actually, you know what? No, we're actually about the end of our time. So you know what? I'm going to have to end this video here. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.